As we kick off the Catalyst Rehab Telethon, we shine a light on a couple whose forward-thinking, quiet manner, and generosity of spirit changed lives for decades. Join us as we tell the story of Dick and Helen Taylor. Destiny decides who you meet along the way, but it's only your heart that can decide who gets to stay in your life. Those words are indicative of the journey of the two people whose lives we celebrate today. Helen Louise Finnick was born on June 26, 1919 in Butler, PA, to Mr. and Mrs. Raymond Finnick. After graduating from high school, she went on to Michigan State University to further her education. Richard Glenn Dick Taylor was born in Mansfield, Ohio on April 25, 1916, to Mr. and Mrs. Glenn Taylor. He grew up in Mansfield, and as his father, Glenn Taylor, did, he became an active member in the Boy Scouts, serving his troop as camp leader for 2 years. In May 1930, Dick was awarded the Eagle Scout designation. Dick was active in high school and was a member of the Mansfield Senior High football team. After graduating, he went on to Michigan State University to study forestry. His college career included the ROTC's Cavalry Unit, where he contended they supplied him with a mule instead of a horse. I suppose you could say it was destiny how they met, Dick and Helen. Seeking a date for the October 1st, 1938 Michigan State football game, Dick shouted up the stairs of Helen's sorority house, "Who wants a date with a redhead?" Helen, always up for an adventure, was the first to respond with, "I do." And so began their relationship, one that lasted 75 years. Dick graduated in 1938, and his adventuresome spirit took him to Missoula, Montana, to join the Montana Forest Service. After 2 years as a fire lookout and firefighter, he returned to Mansfield, where he took a job at Westinghouse. Helen graduated in 1941 with a degree in home economics. Soon after, Dick married his college sweetheart, Helen, and they settled into their home and new life on Parkwood Boulevard. As time went on, Dick bought into his father's stamping business, the Taylor Dice Company, located on 6th Street. There he helped stabilize the finances of the business, which had been affected by the Depression. His father began to groom Dick to become a business owner. Some years later, the Taylor Plating Company was formed, and then Taylor Metal. In those early years, Helen worked as a secretary in the business. She enthusiastically embraced her life in Mansfield. She became an active member of the Grace Episcopal Church, Altar Guild, PEO, and the Buckeye Garden Club. Dick and Helen's first child, Rick, was born in 1947, followed by Mary Jo, Kay, the twins, Mark and John, and Scott. Daughter Mary Jo recalls, "My parents were both active in our growing up years. We were encouraged to be active in and out of school." Son Mark commented, "As youngsters, we were expected to be busy either on chores, homework, sports, or playing outside." In the 1950s, the polio epidemic, along with the increase in birth defects, was affecting families, leaving many with paralysis and other debilitating conditions. With no local therapies available, a group of medical professionals and concerned citizens formed the Richland County Crippled Children's Society, later to be known as the Rehab Center. The organization provided life-changing therapies and treatments locally for many. Dick and Helen Taylor would come to have a lasting impact on the new agency and the community. In 1958, siblings Rick, Mary Jo, and Kay were joined by twin brothers Mark and John. Mark recalls, "My mother was an excellent cook and homemaker. Every Saturday she would bake bread and often apple pie for my dad. She packed our lunches for school. We had dinner together every night. My dad ran the businesses and Mom ran the household." In 1961, son Scott joined the family. Eventually in Mansfield, the long-term needs of the many persons with handicaps, particularly the young adults, became a concern. A small group consisting of business representatives and medical professionals approached the Manufacturers Council with the concept of a sheltered workshop where individuals with handicaps could work with the goal of rehabilitation. In 1964, Progress Industries, a vocational workshop, opened its doors in a former hardware store on North Bowman Street. Local manufacturers were approached to supply work for the clients. Dick Taylor of Taylor Metal stepped up along with Stevens Manufacturing, Thermodisc, and Mansfield Plating. Additionally, to accomplish the work, the companies moved their equipment onto the shop floor of Progress Industries and made modifications to accommodate the clients. In 1972, 4-year-old John's development was compromised with the diagnosis of a brain tumor. Dick and Helen were given little hope of his recovery. Helen went into action by changing the youngster's diet to mostly vegan and enrolled him in the Rehab Center's early childhood program. There he received physical and occupational therapy, and it made a difference in his future. Through John's experience, Helen became a devoted volunteer in the childhood program and contributor to the Rehab Center and Progress Industries, now a part of Catalyst. Shirley Fort, the kindergarten teacher, added, "Helen never missed a day as a volunteer. She helped me for years. I could count on her." John graduated from Mansfield Senior High in 1978, and by now, PI was employing many clients with assembly work. John became employed at Progress Industries, where among his favorite jobs was assembling the sterno stoves from Taylor Metal. Helen and other family members made sure John got to work every day for over 30 years. The Taylor family has continued their support for programs for individuals with handicaps, most recently the Rehab's Capital Campaign and the donation of a gift from Medical Mutual in recognition of Dick's 100th birthday. During her life, in addition to being a devoted wife, loving mother, and grandmother, Helen was an avid opera, music, and theater lover, supporting and attending the Mansfield Playhouse, Mansfield Symphony, and the Renaissance Theater with her son John. She served on several boards, among those with the YMCA, YWCA, where she taught fitness classes to children and adults, and Richland County Foundation's Women's Fund. She played badminton, bridge, and at age 90 took up tennis. Dick's entrepreneurial spirit has woven a history of leadership, exemplifying business excellence and community commitment. He was a dedicated employer, keen to hire employees who were motivated to do a good job, and he took care of them, always providing a good work environment and benefits. The Taylor family name and leadership has long been associated with the success of many capital campaigns and fund drives throughout our community. Together, Dick and Helen Taylor are more than a couple, they were a force. Family came first, evidenced by albums of pictures of important events, births, birthdays, weddings, picnics, family travel. They always found time to be together as a family. Starting with the date to a football game, their two personalities melded, sharing a sense of purpose, a spirit of giving, and a commitment to family and community. It was their hallmark. These are a few reasons why we dedicate this year's telethon to Dick and Helen Taylor.